Now our next transaction is of 22nd January 2020 and it says return 10 Corolla windscreen to Mr. Majid, that is purchase returns at the rate of 12,000 per unit. As you remember that we have purchased earlier from Mr. Majid, but for some reasons we are returning 10 Corolla windscreen. Maybe it's damaged or it's not up to the quality. So that's why we are returning it. So the return procedure is very simple. I'll go to purchases section first and enter the purchases. Now, if you see the template, you will not find any credit note option here. What we have to do is I will just select Majid, use supplier, change the date to 22nd January 2020. So 22nd January 2020. And you can give any supplier invoice number if you want to. Now, by default, this template is currently on service invoice because recently we have purchased some packing charges from Mr. Ali. So that's why we need to convert back to item invoice. So just click on layout and change to item and click OK. Now, since it is a return, we have to mention the quantity in minus. So the quantity is 10. So I'll enter minus 10. And item number is Corolla windscreen. It will automatically pick up the price, that is 12,000, and total is 120,000. Now after this completion of this transaction, I'll just record it. Now since the credit note has been passed but it is not adjusted against the earlier purchases. For example, we have purchased items for nearly 1,650,000, I guess. There was a big order. If I scroll up, so the total amount was 600,000, 1050,000 and 25,000. So which makes the total of 1,675,000. So against this, I need to settle the amount that I have returned so that only the remainder of the purchase invoice will be payable. So it will automatically adjust and reduce our total payable or purchase invoice amount. So after that, I'll go to purchase register, and under the purchase register, if I go to returns and debits, you can notice that there is a return here. But what I'll do is it is already selected. I'll click on apply to purchase and then change the date back to, what was our date? 22nd January 2020. Now if you want to, you can change the memo as well, but right now I'll keep it as it is. This was the open invoice against which I need to settle that amount. If I click directly on amount applied, so it will automatically pick that return amount against this. So 1,675,000 was total payable to the supplier, but since we have returned some of the items, it will automatically adjust 120,000 against it. So our pending bill will be reduced. So I'll just record it. After that, if you want to make sure and check the entry in the background, I'll go to transaction journal, set the related period. It is already set to 1st of January 2020 to 31st January 2020. And if you notice here that this is the return entry. When you pass the purchase invoice, the background effect is inventory debit and payable credit. But now payable is debit and inventory is credit. So that means exactly opposite of it. So this is the background treatment. Now, if you look on the second entry, it is just an adjusting entry, trade debtors is debit and credit. This is just for the system purpose. So no effect of that. So I'll just close this. Now this is how you enter purchase returns in MYOB.